I'm going to be making a trip to Egypt. My interest is who is the Pharaoh in the book of Exodus. The book of Exodus covers a period of at least 80 years because it describes the birth of Moses and then it describes the Exodus, which took place when Moses was 80 years old, according to Exodus 7:7. And then the Bible also is talking about a Pharaoh who was ruling before Moses was born. This was a Pharaoh, the Bible says, who knew not Joseph. Exodus chapter 1, verse 8. And that word knew doesn't just mean that he didn't know about Joseph, but that he did not acknowledge Joseph. This is a Pharaoh who knew not Joseph. This is probably the first Pharaoh of the New Kingdom who overthrew the foreign rulers of Egypt. These foreign rulers were called the Hyksos. When that Pharaoh finally conquered the foreign rulers, he no longer acknowledged Joseph. And so he began to oppress and oppose the Hebrews who were in Egypt. And they now became a nation of slaves under Amhos I. And then his son, Amenhotep I, continued this oppression and suppression of the Hebrew people. And then his son was Thutmose I. And Thutmose I was continuing these policies. Now, these people had reigns of 5 or 10 or 20 years. And then Thutmose I would have been the Pharaoh in 1526 BC. Most conservative, evangelical, biblical scholars are agreed that the Exodus took place in 1446 BC. That means that Moses was 80 in 1446 BC. Who was the Pharaoh in 1526 BC? So we're going to be exploring the pharaohs of the New Kingdom. Also, the famous female pharaoh, Hatshepsut. She was a co-regent with her brother. She was a co-regent with her husband. She was a co-regent with her stepson. And that means that there was a time when she ruled with equal power to her husband, to her brother, and to her stepson. A lot of our investigations, a lot of our discoveries will be made as we look at these archaeological remains from the time of the book of Exodus.